Want to know about apps that create dynamic budgets based on cash flow trends? Well, you're in the right place because today I'm diving into how these apps don't just track your spending, but actually help you predict your financial future by analyzing your cash flow trends. Stick around, because I'm going to share something at the end that could totally change the way you approach budgeting. Now, budgeting apps have evolved from basic calculators to full-blown financial assistants. The apps we're talking about today don't just keep track of your money, they actually learn from your cash flow patterns. They analyze where your money's going and, more importantly, where it's coming from. Imagine having a tool that knows when you'll get paid and what bills are on the horizon without you even entering it. These apps adapt to your cash flow trends and create a budget that's flexible, not rigid. Most budgeting apps force you to set up a budget and stick to it no matter what happens in your life. But here's the problem. Our lives are unpredictable. Things change. Your income could vary from month to month, or an emergency might pop up. That's where dynamic budgeting comes in. Dynamic budgeting apps use your cash flow trends to adjust your budget automatically. So, if you're expecting a lean month, the app might reduce your discretionary spending categories. Or, if you're having a good month, it'll allocate more towards savings, or even allow for a little extra spending. Now, I'm not just talking theory here. I've worked with clients in the past who were using these apps, and I've seen how powerful they can be when applied correctly. One client, for example, went from struggling to keep up with her budget to effortlessly saving 15% more than she thought possible, all because the app adjusted her budget in real time based on her cash flow. It wasn't magic. It was just smart software working with her finances, not against them. What's even more interesting is how these apps can predict your future spending. They look at your regular expenses and your income patterns, then offer insights on upcoming trends. For instance, let's say you usually spend more on groceries in the winter months or travel more in the summer. A good dynamic budgeting app will factor this in and create a more accurate, forward-thinking budget. This can save you from surprises, and most importantly, it keeps you from overspending without realizing it. So, why is this important? Well, without the right tools, you're essentially budgeting in the dark. You might be missing out on opportunities to save or even losing track of where your money is going. But with dynamic budgeting, you gain control. You know where every dollar is going, and you can make informed decisions. It's the kind of budgeting that works for you, not the other way around. And before we get into the examples of apps, let me remind you, I'm not getting paid for recommending any of these tools. This isn't an affiliate-driven video. I'm just here to share what I've found to work for others and help you avoid making the same mistakes they did. All right, let's talk about some apps that create dynamic budgets. One standout is You Need a Budget, WeNab. WeNab isn't your average budgeting tool. It actually helps you assign every dollar a job, but it also takes into account the way your money comes and goes. The more you use it, the more it understands your habits, and it adapts to help you make the most of your money. WeNab focuses on giving you a clear picture of your financial future, so you can always stay ahead. Another great option is Mint A. Mint has been around for a while, but it's recently evolved to offer a more personalized budgeting experience. It analyzes your cash flow, helps you track your spending habits, and even suggests ways to cut back or save. It's pretty intuitive, which makes it a solid choice for anyone who wants to get started with dynamic budgeting. Then there's Pocket Guard. What I love about Pocket Guard is its simplicity. It connects to your bank accounts and helps you see exactly how much you can spend without going over budget. It tracks your income, bills, and spending patterns, and it adjusts your available spending to ensure you don't overspend. Plus, it lets you set aside money for savings in a really easy way. Now, here's something important to consider. A lot of budgeting apps, even the dynamic ones, can feel a little overwhelming at first. But once you get the hang of it, it's an absolute game changer. You stop feeling like you're struggling to keep up, and instead, you start feeling empowered about your money. So, why should you care about this? Because without dynamic budgeting, you're essentially limiting your financial potential. These apps can give you more control, more predictability, and ultimately, more freedom. And with the right approach, you can start using this tech to build a budget that works with your life, not against it. If this sounds like something you want to dive into more, make sure to hit that subscribe button to support content that isn't influenced by hidden affiliate commissions. You won't find any fluff here, just real, actionable insights.